and welcome to the Overland Podcast. Glad that you are here. Welcome to the show. We're about to get started with Rick and Nikki and Randy from Natural State Overland. Here we go. Thank you for joining us on the Overland Podcast, brought to you by Professor Bats and Friends. We love to talk about it all. The gear we like to use, the places we like to go, and the things we like to do. Sometimes we'll have guests. Sometimes it'll be just us. You never know what you might get. But you always have Bats Off-Road and the Professor. Thank you for joining us. No pros, just bros on this show. Here we go. And we're live here on this Taco Tuesday. Glad that y'all are here. Randy, welcome. Glad that you're here.
Thank you, sir.
Rick and Nikki, on your back porch or front porch? Which one is it?
We're going to call this the front.
We're going to call it the front. Okay. Well, he had to think about it, so it may be on the side porch. Who knows?
Well, it wraps all the way around. So
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, both these guys are in the midst of working on houses, and one of them's working on a K5. That's Blazer Chevrolet. And we're glad that y'all took the time out to come and visit with us about one of the favorite things that we have throughout the year to look forward to. First of all, for me, Rendezvous is a sign that better weather is coming. We have suffered long enough, and I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it, and I'm ready for cooler weather. And every time I know that Rendezvous in the next couple of weeks, we know that better weather's coming. And so that's something that I always look forward to. We got people joining on here all over the place. Experiencing Arkansas, Chris Marler, who's right there pretty close to Tony. Kara, who
Kara.
just saw out on her brand new, I don't even know what kind of pink that is, motorcycle, driving around. Tony's better half, Arla. Chris's better half, Amy's in the house. And my better half can't wait for her first Rendezvous. So that's pretty exciting. And Danielle is also here. So, man, we have we're coming upon it. It's next week. If you don't know, Rendezvous in the Ozarks, October 12th through the 14th once again at Mulberry Mountain. So last year it was back at Mulberry Mountain, the very first place that you had it. Were you pleased with how everything was with the event and the place? And tell us about what we can expect from this venue called Mulberry Mountain.
We were very pleased. They're great to work with, all kinds of room, and all the feedback that we've gotten has been positive so far. Folks seem to really like having the extra space, and just the venue is beautiful. So, yep.
I agree. One of the things that was really nice about this venue for me was that we didn't really have to share it with other people that were there. For the past several years, there was a lot of side-by-sides, a lot of side-by-side racket at night doing the trails and stuff. We really didn't see that last year. Was really peaceful in the evenings, and that was really nice. The vendor area is different. It's kind of more, it's kind of centrally located right there when you come in. Any changes that you're going to make to the vendor area or the camping area from last year to this year?
We have some changes planned for the vendors this year and the vendor area based on some feedback from last year's event. We got quite a few folks that felt like it was too spread out, the vendor area.
Okay.
We've always kind of tried to just make a big circle or square kind of thing. And I think we've kind of outgrown that layout. And so this year we're going to experiment probably with a different layout and try to bring our vendors in closer together That will mean that some of them will be back to back, probably on rows, but should feel a lot more comfortable, I think, for folks to get around and see everything. So we'll be working on that. We hadn't actually put the layout down on paper yet, all the puzzle pieces, because we're still getting puzzle pieces. But my plan is to do that by the end of this week, at least give it a shot.
Okay.
Rick and I'll probably try to get that figured out. And then that's usually one of our first task when we get there, is just trying to get that all laid out for our vendors. The other change we've got is that we're only requiring vendors to be open on Friday and Saturday this year. That was kind of to help some of our longer distance vendors out and stuff, and maybe drive a little more traffic in less days. And so and we moved our classes and our guided trail stuff to Thursday and Friday only. So won't be any classes or guided trails on Saturday. We want folks to go make sure they don't miss any of the vendor stuff. We've got more vendors this year than we've had in the past. And folks, we always get feedback about having more smaller vendors. This year we have more smaller vendors. I think folks are really going to enjoy some of the new vendors that we've got this year.
Do you have some of those that you want to throw out? Talk about?
Well, we just had a vendor sign up with a little product called the Ratchet Wrangler. You know how you try to figure out how to store your ratchet straps all the time, and it's got these all different. So he's got a little bag or pouch, I guess, that he's developed to do that. So, and then we've got some more food kind of vendors, jams and jellies, and we just had a lady from Colorado, Aspen Valley Farm. She does a lot of organic freeze-dried meals and stuff, breads and all kinds of different stuff. So who else, Rick? Can you think of some? I mean, of course, the normal big vendors. What is it? Toys for Trucks and
yeah, we got
Rough Country and
Go Treads will be there.
Rhino Rack will be there.
Rhino Rack, Okie Overland will be there.
Yeah, all there.
And my daughter's going to make a debut at the event with her own booth. She's St. Chains. She will be there doing permanent jewelry that you. It sounds like a tattoo, but it's not. It's bracelets and necklaces that you weld on that don't have. I mean, she can weld a clasp on it, but she also can just weld it directly on your wrist, and it doesn't come off. So.
Oh wow.
Kind of a different thing for the event this year, so that'll be neat.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
She had a little inside help there to get a booth this year.
Yeah, Kara's all about the permanent jewelry. Yeah, her and Danielle all about the permanent jewelry. So I like that. That was one of the things when we talked to y'all after last year that people had talked about was the vendor area. Thought it was a little too spread out, but you're going to have it in the same area. It's just be arranged different. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Exactly.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. I know Tate Davis is on here. He's going to be there. And with Overland Spices, he'll have a booth. And he's also doing the cooking competition as well. So that's pretty cool. My wife and I signed us up to be judges this year instead of competitors. And so that's going to be something cool. I actually get to eat all the people's food, and then I'll just sit there and think, I could have made something better than this. And so that'll be different. Yeah. That's good. Now, Rick, tell us what is your and Nikki's role with Natural State and the Rendezvous, so everybody knows. That way, when we see you out there, we can say, "Is he doing anything?"
No, I don't do anything. So I'll let Nikki go first.
Well, I'm your first stop at registration. And so we've tried really hard at the new venue to make it a faster process so we don't have people sitting in line. And I feel like last year that went really well. We didn't have anyone sitting in line for an hour and dealing with separate places. Like, we're trying to be a one-stop shop, so you do everything with me, and then I send you on your way to go see all the vendors and everyone else.
That's good. That's good. I remember that was an issue when we had it at the last place. Everybody was sitting lined up all the way out to the road because you had to check in a couple different places, and y'all really did much. It was so much faster and easier last year than it ever had been. I know a lot of people were cool with that. So, Rick?
Yeah, so the markers for the registration tent are going to be checkered flags, so that's your start and finish basically for the event. Okay. So we want you to go to the checkered flags when you get there. And we're going to have windshield stickers and wristbands that are required by anyone that comes and goes. And then the vendors, that's my cup of tea this year. So we're actually going to have a table there with registration. They're going to come in, stop at the vendor tent, which is at the registration. So it's all right there at the beginning this year. We'll find out exactly where you're going to be positioned. We'll escort you down there, or if you feel comfortable just setting up on your own and finding it, I'll send you on your way. We'll make sure you've got everything, all the paperwork you need, your gift bag, everything that's associated with the vendor stuff, and get you checked in. And then if you need anything from that point on, I'll be your point of contact. I'm going to hand out my personal cell phone to all the vendors so that when they get there, they got a direct line to me. They don't have to get on the radio or try and find another staff member or whatever, since we do have cell service there at Mulberry Mountain. And they can call me if they need something, and we'll take care of them.
Awesome. Well, I can tell you this. The windshield stickers that you handed out last year, apparently they last forever, because mine's still on my windshield, and it's been to 19 states since last year, and through I don't know how much kind of weather, and it is still looks just like the day you put it on there. I mean, it
really.
Them suckers were well made. I can't wait to get another one to put beside it. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, that's good. The check-in's going to be real easy. Look for the checkered flags. That'll be cool.
And then Rick's second job is
I forgot what that is. No, and I'll also be emceeing the door prizes again this year on Saturday night. We are going to try and communicate.
Yeah. One-stop shop for a Natural State Entertainment.
Yeah. We are going to try and put things out on the Yap app again this year. Make sure you download that before you come. And we also are going to try and communicate more throughout the event about things that are going on, stuff like that. So check the Yap app. It's got the map on there that shows where you need to go and when you need to be there. So it's a big key.
It really helps being in a place where you actually have some cell phone service where you can use an app. That makes everything work so much better, where people can stay up and see what's going on at different times. You have a lot of free time to do pretty much whatever you want anytime, but if there are things that you need to be at, you don't have to go around asking people when this starts or when that starts. So we're going to be rolling in. I think a lot of the vendors are going to be rolling in on Wednesday evening to start setting up on Thursday, but the vendors do not start selling anything or opening up shop until Friday. But on Thursday, they can't, right?
They can if they come early. If they want to go ahead and open up, they're welcome to, but they're not required to until Friday morning.
Awesome. Yeah. But on Thursday, one of the main things that you are offering are the guided trail runs. And how many of those do you have, and do you know who's leading?
Todd hits that up for us. He bowed out tonight. He doesn't like the limelight, evidently, but Todd hits that up. We've got I think 4 groups each morning and a group each afternoon on Thursday and Friday. So what's that? Cool. 10 groups this year. We added some afternoon stuff this year. And so we'll see how that goes.
That's good. When
I would-
when go ahead, Rick.
Well, real quick, I would like to say that the team from Adventure Recon with Rodney Long, those
Yes.
guys are trail leaders and tail gunners. They go out, they beat the trails down before the event, make sure everything's good and clear and ready to go. They make sure that their guys are on site and organized, and we probably would have a hard time keeping the trails as organized as they are if it wasn't for those guys.
Yeah, Rodney and his group do a fantastic job. Adventure Recon, they've helped us out the last couple of years, and just great. Always do a great job.
We do have some rain coming in tomorrow, which is good news. That way, we won't have any chance of any burn bans or anything like that going on. Somebody mentioned earlier about finally getting to have some campfires, so that's a good sign as well. Have cooler weather and also be away from the burn bans. Tell us about the classes. A lot of people go up there to learn. One of the things I've always learned about Rendezvous, I've always loved about Rendezvous, is it's educational as well as a good time. So tell us about the classes that you're offering, and will those be mainly on Friday and Saturday, or when those will be?
Yeah, they will be Thursday and Friday this year.
Okay.
So no classes on Saturday, but pretty much full day Thursday and Friday of different classes. We've got the schedule out there. We rely on volunteers to do most of our classes. Jason Landon with MyQuest Adventures will be doing all our off-road training for us again this year. He did it last year, and he does a great job for folks that are wanting to learn some recovery techniques and just water crossings and a lot of different stuff he'll cover over those 2 days. Mm-hmm. We've also done something a little bit different this year. We're bringing in Bill Dragoo, which is an avid adventure rider, and we thought, we all do mostly vehicle travel, but there's probably a lot of folks out there that have thought about maybe, what would it be like to get out there on a motorcycle kind of thing. And so he's doing a roundtable just kind of to, answer any questions, talk about what adventure riding is, the hows and whys and those kind of thing of adventure riding. So we'll have that class. I believe it's at 10 o'clock on Friday, if I remember right. Other than that, we've got photography classes, kind of the first aid classes, two or three beginner classes on suspensions, building, that kind of stuff. What else? Just
you got some Gaia classes on navigation.
You always have Matt McCullen out there with his Gaia navigation classes, and he always does a great job.
Off-road training, which includes recovery, tire technology, water crossings, winching, different recovery, off-road training, stuff like that. Photography classes, some trail photography. And then you've got overlanding for beginners and beginners on a budget. So that's out there. Then you got some first aid stuff. Now, first of all, before we get too deep into this, I noticed that you have once again an event waiver that everybody needs to sign, and we want to make sure that everybody knows about that.
Thank you. Yeah. That helps us out a lot, just trying to speed up the check-in process. So I've posted that out on our Facebook page in the files section, or you can just search for the post for waiver. And if you want to get ahead of the game, I'd encourage you to print that out, go ahead and get it signed, and bring it with you. Put it in your rig as soon as you do it, because we have people show up and say, "Oh, I did that. I printed it out, but I forgot it." So remember to put it in your rig.
That's kind of a big deal, yeah.
Right. And before I forget it, we were talking about guided trails, and Kara is doing ladies only trail ride this year on, I believe it's Friday afternoon, and so she'll have a group going out of ladies only, and I thank Kara for her help with that. She does a great job.
That's really cool. On the Yap app, you do have a thing for the guided trails info that has a lot of the requirements that you put out there for people. GMRS radio, if possible, so you can have communications. I know a lot of the trail leaders will have the smaller handheld radios that they can give out in case somebody doesn't have one. 4-wheel drive, all open top vehicles must have roll bars, different things like that. So if you look on the Yap app, you have the guided trails info on there. There's also a place where it has the event photos, the local area MVU maps, also with the event map or the event area map, so you can see where everything is. Are you going to have? Is the stage going to be in the same place where the main stage was last year? You going to operate? I guess it's Saturday evening when you do everything. Everything will be from that main stage. One of the things that we were wondering about is on Saturday. Do people need to park a certain area, or do they need to be away from a certain area so that stage area can be clear? That was one of the things that we were wondering about last year.
Yeah, last year we had a couple of folks wanting to camp kind of in that area, and it's hard to rope off that whole huge area. So we don't do that, but we do try to keep an eye on it. And that I appreciate you mentioning that. So we try to keep that area clear and ask that when it is time for the raffle, don't bring your rigs, just bring your chairs. Over there for the raffle.
Food trucks. I noticed you've got some food trucks that are going to be there this year. The Monster food truck, Shell's Burger Joint, Trailside Coffee will all be there. Yes. Will those be open the whole time, or the same as the vendors?
Pretty much. Our coffee trailers coming in. I think they open up at 7:30 on Thursday morning. We'll have one food truck there Thursday, and then a second food truck showing up Friday before noon. And so, folks have asked for more food trucks and more variety. And I think these three are going to be great. I think folks will really, really enjoy the choices and the food options that they'll have.
I think so too. I'm pretty excited about that. Last year was good. This year will be even better, and they put them up there right beside where all the T-shirts will be. You can get your own T-shirts made, pick you out a size, and put on there whatever you want. So that's pretty cool to do all at the same time while you're waiting on your food. Get a T-shirt made. I like it. I like it. Now we talked about the vendors earlier. I want to go back to that because I have the list in front of me now that has pretty much all of them. So. Outdoor by 4, toys for trucks, Backwoods Adventure Mods, which is also leading one of the trail rides I saw. Yes. Sportsland, Sportsland cover, Expedition trailers. That's pretty cool. I love it when they bring the trailers in. Greenfin Outdoors, Extrusion Overland, which they have the bed racks and things like that. More Expo. I saw Chris Holloway was on here. He's probably recovering from Big Iron.
Yeah, Chris isn't going to make it out, but he is furnishing firewood this year for everybody. So he did that year before last. We couldn't have fires last year.
Right.
But so we should have a fair amount of firewood available.
Good. You seen the forecast for next week? Like a recent forecast?
I haven't seen
it. One night it shows 39.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I will be sleeping well that night.
Yes.
Sleeping well that night. Let's see. TC Teardrops, which is another trailer company. Tracer Customs. Not familiar with them. Rough Country. CB Adventure Supply always makes the trip up there from Dallas. Love Ryan and Libby. They always bring a lot of stuff, and it's great shopping with them. I love them. Great to hang out with them. 4-Wheel Campers, Red River 4x4, Rhino Racks coming again. Rustic Mountain Overland, Okie Overland from Tulsa, Bundu Tech. They got some cool stuff. Outback RV of Texas. Craig and them are some super cool people. Shop Overland Apparel. That's where you can get all your T-shirts at. for everything. Everything goes through there. X Grid Campers, Adventure Trail Outfitters, U.S. Truck Accessories, Ozark Outdoor Supply. Love them. Pinto Incorporated, which is Go Treads, Skinny Guy Campers, Steel Creek Trailers, Bad Ack Adventure Co., Action Tracks, Pruitt Knives of Valor. Now, let me stop right there. So I follow this Pruitt Knives of Valor on Instagram, and he shows that he's going to be bringing a forge and actually forging knives while he's there. That's going to be cool. That I've never seen that before live and in person, so I'm pretty excited about that.
We should ask him to do one of those at night.
Yeah.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, if it's 39 degrees, he'll probably like working with a fire with 39 degrees. Oscar Mike Overland, Top Line RV, Open Road Campers, Jam Stevens Knives, Bear Off Road, Sport Keg, Smoking Crow, Farmhouse Jams, Jellies, and more. Ozark 4x4, Yeti Off Road. Me and Tony will have a booth there. Becker Supply, Go Explore, Creators of the Lost Art. That's cool. That's a great.
Yeah, they're one of our new vendors. A little bit different. I think folks will like them.
Ultralight Sacks and St. Chain, as you talked about before. So that is a lot of vendors. That's a good amount of vendors. I'm excited about that. That'll really fill up that area pretty good.
Yeah.
Now,
I think the good thing about it is we've got a lot of new vendors this year too, and we have the regulars that are great, and we love that they come back each and every year because that means they want to be there. But it's also nice to have some new selections to check out and some new product to check out. So we're excited to have a lot of new vendors.
Now, if you've never been, this is not an expo. This is not something like what you might think. This is like everything in one. If you've never been to Rendezvous, if you're kind of on the fence about going, you're kind of wondering what it will be like. It kind of encompasses everything. You get to go and you get to camp. You get to see the vendors. You can go on trail rides. You get to meet new people. It is everything all in one.
Rigs.
Yeah, see all the rigs. Oh, tell me about that, Randy. Are you going to have a place for all the like the YouTubers and things like that?
Yes. I was going to mention that. They'll actually be in our vendor area this year. So we'll have a place for what we're going to call storytellers, the content creator type folks there. They'll have a space. I think we've got about 8 of those that'll share that space over the course of the event. And then we've also got a space set aside for rig showcases. So we've asked people if they want to sign up to kind of showcase their rig. 45 minutes or an hour, and we'll turn those about 3 or 4 times during the day, different rigs. So 3 rigs at a time kind of thing, about 4 different times during the day where you can see those pretty much anytime the vendors are open. There should be some rigs out there to look at. And those folks are, want to share their experience, their knowledge kind of stuff with their rigs. We've got a little bit of everything out there this year. So I think that'll be good for folks.
Yeah, that's cool. That's one of the things that I always love, is being able to see all the different rigs, all the different stuff that people have put on their rigs. I can't wait to see Rick's K5. Pulling in there, he posts about it all the time, doing this, doing that, and so that's always fun. And the people that we follow, the people that we are friends with, I mean, they're from my rig last year to this year is completely different, and so most everybody's is because they're constantly working on them. So every time we get together, we get to see everything that people have done. This is a lot like a family reunion for a lot of us because there's so many people that we only get to see 1, 2, maybe 3 times a year. And so I love it when everybody is like, Rendezvous, I don't miss it. I'm always there because I love it when people say that because that lets me know, I'll get to see you. You're going to be there. and everybody's going to get to be there, shake hands, hug necks, do all that kind of stuff. So that's always pretty cool. And that this is the biggest event in the state. It is one of the only overland specific events in the state, if not the only. And so that makes it where everybody wants to come. And we're so centrally located with everybody that we have people from everywhere. How many states do you feel will be represented this next week?
Last count, there was about 25 states.
Wow.
So, that's usually about what we have. Seems like we're getting more folks from, some of the states. We always get a lot of folks from Texas, but the surrounding states, of course, are the most. But we've got folks coming from Florida and Kentucky and Tennessee, and I think it's Idaho and Iowa and Illinois, and so lots of different states represented.
That's awesome. I love it. Kara says, can you tell people how to see things on the app? How do we set that up? So the app is called YAPP, Y-A-P-P. So I believe that works both on Android and iPhone. So if you go for a search of the YAPP app, and then once you get to that, it will have a thing. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it will prompt you for that, and that is the Natural State Overland, ROOR. It's my.yap.us/ROOR is the actual thing. So once you get that set up and you go in and you sign up for to be on it, then you actually can pick that, and then it will take you to the Rendezvous in the Ozarks rally. And then from there, you can pretty much see everything. And it has everything on there that you could possibly want. So it's so cool. I love it. Everything is on there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that use that, Joey, for impromptu trail rides, or if they're just coming in single and don't have anybody to trail ride with or don't know the area. They post up, hey, if anybody's going out, will you let me know? And we have a lot of people that use it for that as well. So it's really good for that.
So at the bottom,
Joey, can you share the YAP ID for this year?
Yeah, that's the ROOR.
So ROOR.
It's the my.yapp.us/ROOR.
Yeah, it's not working for me.
If you download it off of like the App Store or something, it won't have the ROOR on it, and so it should prompt you for some kind of code or something, and that's the code, all caps. I don't know if it makes any difference.
Yeah,
but
ROOR.
Yeah. Well, I have last year's is still there.
It also has.
It is just never mind. It updated. So
I start saying it should update as soon as you. Yeah. If you've already got it loaded.
Richard says also to set up to receive notifications so that you can get the group chats for information too. So when you're on there and you click it and it updates, you can when you go to the I think it's when you go to the home, you can click the notification settings and set those up, and it will do it. But at the bottom of my phone, when I click on the app, it has the welcome, it has the event organizer, it has the about this app, it has the venue, and then it has the more with the 3 dots. And if you click the more with the 3 dots, that's when you get the event waiver, the staff, the tread lively principles, the MVUM maps,
the full menu,
everything, the full menu. Yeah. And so that's
and
how you get
we'll also have posters out there with the QR code to download it. So for folks at the event, if they hadn't downloaded it yet, we'll have a QR code there and make it really simple for them to download it.
I tell you one thing that you might want to do on your Instagram, Facebook in the next few days is to post that QR code so people can do that before they go. because a lot of people want to know this information before they head out there.
Yeah.
And that way get that done. Man, I love it. I love how everything comes together. And like we talked about last year, a lot of people think that you start working on this like 1st of September and throw everything together. A lot of people don't understand all that goes into putting this event together. This is not a small deal. This is several years ago, 500 rigs, we were like blown away. That's so many, but how many are you expecting this year?
Well, we had 750 last year, and it's looking like we'll meet that this year. I don't know if we'll surpass it or not. It's always hard to tell because we allow people to register when they get there. Mm-hmm. And last year we had over 100 people register at the event. So, it's really kind of hard to know where we're all going to end up. But I would guess it'd be between 750 and 850 probably this year.
So that's a good question for somebody who may listen to this in the next 4, 5, 6 days. If I'm on the fence, or if something happens where I can go last minute, you are allowed to go last minute.
Yes, absolutely.
You will have a place to camp. You will have a place to stay, registration, all that stuff. There's plenty of room. If you've never been to this Mulberry Mountain place, it is massive. It's so big. And there's a place to put everybody. So it's really, really nice. So that was one of the things I was going to ask, is if they come last minute, if they would be able to register. Yeah.
A lot of people ask about the primitive camping, thinking that, they need to reserve a site for primitive camping. And we're different in that way, in that we have camping areas, and you just go, find a spot that you like and set up camp. But you don't, there's not specific camping sites. So it is all, like you said, a big open field and a big wooded area. We're trying to do the same thing this year with the wooded area. We're kind of labeling that for the night owls, folks that stay up a little bit later, maybe, are a little bit louder kind of thing. And then the grass area is more for families and folks that, that don't get loud.
Okay. All right.
That's the plan anyway.
And we, if you do say, I want the quiet area, you're kind of expected to be that way, or be that way. Yeah. Respect others, and if you go down and you say, well, I want to be with the party people, don't complain on everybody at 2:00 in the morning for being out around the fire drinking. So.
Yeah, I think Mulberry Mountain's quiet time is at 10 p.m. anyway. So even if you need to, at 10 o'clock, you need to kind of tone it down. So,
right.
Yeah. Well, by that time it gets dark pretty early. So 10 o'clock, it's been dark for 3 or 4 hours by then. So,
right.
I know a lot of people like to burn the midnight oil, but a lot of us have to get up early in the morning and open our booths too. So be respectful. And everybody for the most part is pretty respectful. We haven't really had a whole lot.
I think we have a great group out there, and we always get compliments for the venues that we've been at, and folks that have been there. We feel very strongly that we want a family friendly event, and we try to do things to encourage that. So,
well, the only thing that has ever woke me up in the middle of the night was the weather 2 years ago. So hopefully we won't have that. Straight line winds blow through there like that and rip everything down like it did a couple of years ago. That was fun.
I bet it woke everybody up.
Yeah. We got some good stories out of it though.
That
was one of those "but did you die" moments.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. We lived to tell about it. It was fun. Yeah. Tony almost got carried off by his little tent he had up trying to hold it down.
My goodness.
Yeah.
The awning. The awning. It was me and Jared from Shop Overland Apparel. We were both hanging on to the bottom of my awning, trying to keep it from blowing away and keeping the water from pooling up. We were,
yeah.
And then
I wasn't that brave. I wasn't that
brave. Action Tracks Easy Up landed on us.
I was sitting in my driver's seat and watched my awning go flying off my vehicle. I didn't care. I wasn't that brave. Oh man. Yeah. Well, Arkansas in October is very unpredictable, so be prepared for
Yes.
all kinds of weather. I can't promise you a lot of things, but I can promise you we will have weather. So that's kind of the way it is. Well, let's see. So Thursday and Friday will pretty much be all the classes. Be all the trail rides, and then Saturday will just be free time and vendors. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah,
I
vendors
like
will be
that.
there Friday too, but yeah, kind of, vendors are kind of the main attraction on Saturday, if you will.
I like that. A lot of people like the free time too. Just
Yes.
being able to go and do as they want. Now, the Saturday evening, what time will that start, and where will everybody need to be?
I think we start at 5 or 5:30. I can't remember for sure. I'd have to look on the app, but it's there for the door prize stuff. I believe it's 5 if I remember right. Vendors shut down around 4 on Saturday, and I think we
5
start
o'clock. 5 o'clock. That's correct.
Start the drawings at 5. So bring your chairs, plenty of room, and
Bring your
we
ticket.
always have
Hang on to your
all
tickets.
kinds of stuff to give away.
I like it. So on 9 o'clock on Friday morning will be the ladies only guided trails. So with these guided trails, how do these work? Do people need to sign up for these, the ones that they want, to make sure that they don't have too many, or do they have a limit on those? How do those guided trail things work?
Yeah, we have to get a permit through the National Forest Service to do guided trails at an event like this. And so it's permitted. And then we, of course, can only get so many trail guides out there at a time. And so we require them to sign up when they register to pick a group, moderate or mild, in a day kind of thing that they want to go. And then those groups we moved the lineup area this year. It'll be up close to the check-in booth on the road. Just what's that? South?
East
of the check-in booth. And so we'll have a big banner up there, guided trail lineup up there, and we'll have I think it's a blue flag up there as well. So we're trying to use some of the big 10, 12 foot feather flags this year so that we can point things out a little bit easier for folks, and they can actually see where we're pointing. So
I like it.
All the class tents will have a different color flag this year. The guided trail lineup will, and the check-in booth will.
Awesome. So that's another reason to download the app and get all that done, so that by the time you check in, you will know which trail rides you want to go on, if you want to go on any. They are labeled mild or moderate or ladies only. So and they do have the times on there, and they vary at 8, 8:30, and then 1:30. Respectively, so that way you'll know which ones you want to go on.
We stagger them so that we don't have 40 or 50 people all leaving out of there at one time. So
that's true.
We try to stagger them a little bit, but most of them are full by now. We probably have a couple of spots maybe still open for folks. So
very good. The event schedule is amazing. I love how it's on here, and you can see it before you ever go. So if there was one thing that you could tell people right now to prepare before they come, what advice would you give them?
Cash. Cash is
king.
Yeah.
Cash is king.
Yeah, bring cash. A lot of our vendors can take cards, but it depends on the cell service out there. It's a lot better than some other venues we've been at, but Verizon gets great reception out there because the tower's about across the road almost. AT&T not so much, but still you can get 1 or 2 bars on AT&T as well. So our vendors usually don't have an issue there, but we still haven't switched to the cards yet on our check-in and on our Natural State Overland swag booth. So I may test that out this year if I have time to play a little bit before I get down there, because we would like to be able to do that as well. But we always encourage folks to bring cash. That's the safest.
Benji asks how many,
machine.
what type of food trucks. There'll be 3 food trucks. There'll be the Monster food truck, which I do not know what they offer.
Burgers, I think, is
burgers and
Monster burgers.
And stuff. Monster burgers, yeah.
Loaded macaroni and cheese that I hear is spectacular. So I can't wait to try.
Me too.
Yeah, the other food truck does a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I think. And,
Shell's Burger Joint will also be there, and the Trailside Coffee, and they have coffees and teas and a few eats for breakfast as well.
Yes.
Arla said, did I miss or do we need to sign up for the ladies ride? Is there a way to sign up for the ladies ride beforehand, or they do that when they get there?
No, they had to sign up beforehand, and I believe it is full.
Okay.
So, what we tell folks is sometimes we have folks that don't show up. If you really want to try to get in on one of these rides, you're welcome to show up at lineup time and just see if anybody, has to cancel or has something come up and there's an open spot, then we'll try to get you in.
Okay. Let's see. And Adventure Recon, this was one of the things that I was going to ask. What about bathrooms and showers?
Yeah, I was going to mention the showers this year. We brought in an 8-stall shower trailer last year. It seemed to be real popular until we ran out of propane, and then it wasn't so popular. So we actually got the tanks refilled, and we're back on the road. This year, I've asked them to send us an extra set of tanks, full, preferably. So hopefully we won't have that issue this year. But definitely we've got, and they're nice, clean showers, private stalls. We've got somebody that's going to try to keep them clean for us, but we'd ask everybody's help to, just leave it clean when you leave, like we try to do everything. And that just helps everybody out. And then of course we'll have 30 plus porta potties spread out across, everywhere, hopefully close enough that it'll be convenient for our campers and that kind of stuff. The other thing that's new this year that I wanted to mention is we've had several people ask about where they can refill their water containers. So this year we've got it on the map. We've got 3 different water refill stations. One will be down close to the shower unit, and then one's up by the RV pad, and then the other one's on the other side by the horse stables. And you'll know the horse stables when you pull in. But we'll have a sign up at each one of those as well. So
awesome.
And my advice to showers is don't plan to take one at 5:00 on Saturday night in front of me and walk across the stage. You will get
they
spotted.
are pretty close. They are pretty close. I love it. That's funny. Oh, well, will there be a way for someone to find or contact staff if needed, and how can we do that?
Yeah, we don't have, we try to monitor GMRS Channel 20 when we can, but we're also, communicating that way between staff. So, we try to keep up with it, but can't guarantee that. The best way is to stop at one of the booths, either up at the check-in booth, at our swag booth. We also have a trail information booth that Todd will be manning. Any of those 3 will have staff there and can get on a radio and get what you need.
Okay.
They go station and get us.
When will people be able to register? How early can they register and when?
Well, we're today's the last day to register online, and we'll shut it down so I can get everything counted and ready to go for the event. But when they get to the event,
check-in is what I was meaning there, Randy. When can they get there and when can they check in?
Okay, we officially 8:00 on Thursday morning is the event starts, but typically what we try to do is about 1:00 Wednesday afternoon. We try to go ahead and open up check-in for those people that have come early, which we get more people early every year. And so we try to get a head start on it. I don't ever guarantee that because it just depends on where we are and, trying to get everything ready to go. But Nikki usually is ready around 1:00 and, we'll try to get folks. And then we check folks in until about 6. I don't know. We've had some folks wonder why we don't stay open later. But, if you get there after 6, just come see us the next morning.
Yeah.
Find a place to camp. Come see us next morning. We'll get your bag and your door prize tickets and everything to you the next day. But we kind of close up camp. We like to relax a little bit and get ready for the next day as well. Yeah. And so that's kind of the hours, 8 to 6 on the check-in.
Now, people when they come in, they'll register for the event and camping at the same place. They won't have to go to 2 different places or anything like that, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Now our folks in the electric sites, they had to get those reservations through Mulberry Mountain. Right. And so if you had an electric site, we will send you right across the road to Mulberry Mountain. I think they'll have their wristband that they want you to put on so they know, and then you'll come finish at our place. But that's just for the electric site folks.
Okay.
60, 70 folks. Everybody else, one-stop shop at our check-in booth. So
very cool. Very cool. Well, anything else? I think we've covered a lot of it. Is there anything else that you wanted to throw out there, Rick or Randy, to let everybody know? I would highly recommend, if you have a way of getting around that is not motorized, bring it. If you have a bicycle or anything like that, otherwise there's a lot of walking to do, and a lot of times your bowels and your feet don't move around at the same time. You got to get there quick. So I had to borrow a bicycle several times last year. So everything's pretty spread out. So if you need to get somewhere quick, bring a bicycle, or Matt always brings his one wheel or electric bike or something.
Yeah, he's always got some toy. Some toys bring it up. The other thing I'd mention, and I think you touched on it, Joey, is weather. And, we just encourage folks to bring rain gear just in case, the more prepared you are, the more comfortable you're going to be out there. And so, go ahead and bring it. If you don't use it, that's great. We do have a rain plan posted, and we've not had to put this in place, but the rain plan is basically a lot of rain. If it, just showers once or twice a day, that's not a big deal. But if these fields start getting muddy and stuff, then we could go to a rain plan. Basically what we're trying to do there is keep people off the grass as much as possible and keep them right up next to the road, so that when they're going and coming, they're not having to go across the field to do it, kind of thing. And so hopefully we don't ever have to try to do that during the event, but at least, we've tried to think through that to the extent possible, and have a plan there. So
good. What about pets? What do people need to know about their pets? Because a lot of people bring them.
Yep, bring them. We always get a lot of puppy dogs, and enjoy seeing them all. We just ask, and Mulberry Mountain requires as well, that you keep them on a leash. And be respectful to your neighbors, kind of thing. We, had a situation one year, I think it was the year before last, where somebody was walking across the field in the vendor area, and they had a dog on a leash, and somebody came running up behind them, just like running from point A to point B, but they came within like a foot of this person with their dog on the leash. And as the guy went by, the dog reached up and nipped him in the hip. So, be aware, don't, if you startle a dog, they very well may react, that way. So it wasn't any big deal, and everybody was good for it. But, we do need to keep them on a leash, and you can look at past pictures from past years. We always have a lot of dogs in pictures.
Yeah,
So,
some of the best pictures. It was 2 years ago. Had the guy on the stand-up scooter pulling the trailer with the two bloodhounds with the goggles.
Oh, the
That
bastards,
was one of the best things I've ever seen. It was so cool. And when he would take off, they were just it was so awesome. So bring your pets. Everybody loves to see them. It's always fun. You will get when you come, you will get some amazing shots. Tony's going to be out there taking pictures as well as everybody else. We always get some amazing videos, pictures. There's always people there flying drones. Drones are allowed here. So if you have your drone, you can fly it. Just no air wars or anything like that. But we always get some good videos, pictures, and it's whoops, man, my stuff just fell over. Oh, catastrophe. Oh man,
drone start up.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Adventure Recon says, what kind of raffle giveaway do you have? Any big ones? Now that will depend on that y'all really don't know that until you get there, or do you? We
know some of it. We ask vendors to give us a list before they get there, just so we can kind of organize that. We don't always get it beforehand. Rick will go around and gather that stuff up before the actual drawing, but we always have a good selection. Sometimes we'll have stuff, like rooftop tents. We always have fridges, a couple of fridges out there, winches. This year we've got a guy, Greenfin, that has a little inflatable boat kind of thing. He's probably going to do some demos up on the pond while he's there, which is a neat little boat. He's going to give one of those things away. I think it's $800 or $900 boat.
Wow.
Your buddy's giving away shower unit, I think. Yeah. So Tom is, and just all kinds of stuff, all kinds of recovery gear. I mean, hardly anybody wins anything less than $100 worth of value. So it's it's all good stuff.
Must be present to win, or we'll burn it. Must be present to win, or we'll burn it.
Multiple times, I guarantee you.
Multiple times. And everybody, that's their favorite saying. I promise.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Kara, yes.
We gotta
keep your drones. Wait until
I will pay money for people to fly their drone next to Kara's tent at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Done.
I'll pay money.
I'll pay money to get Joey up there to do that shuffle that he has in his intro.
I got it. You give me a shovel, I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. I don't know where that came from, but it's become famous. Almost as famous as the bro pose. You just watch. Here we go.
That's great.
That's great. Buddy. Yeah, buddy. That is so cool. People are posting on here, can we go tomorrow? Because they are so excited about going. I'm excited about going. It's so oh, this is funny. Don't fly over Kara while she's outside taking a shower. I think that actually happened. So anyway. No spying on the showering women. We're all outside. That's what we do. But anyway, I do
want to say thanks to everybody that supports this event. We just really appreciate it. Everybody that comes out, all our vendors, all our folks volunteering for classes, and the trail guides, and of course our staff that works all year long, and 10 times as much during the next week. When we get out there, we'll actually get out there Monday afternoon sometime and start setting up. But we appreciate everybody and hope everybody has a good time. And it's important to us. If you have a complaint, let us know. We want to know.
We want to know if you want to if we can put a tip jar out at the registration too. I think that'd be a good start.
There you go. There you go. Well, this is what I want to say. If you're not happy about something, if something happens and you get disgruntled about this, be a man, be an adult, and go to one of these guys instead of putting it on social media.
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
And that does not need to happen. They will take care of you. I promise.
We'll do our best to make it right, for sure.
They will make it right. They will make it right. Well, guys, I really appreciate y'all coming on here. The excitement is overwhelming, and we just cannot wait. If I could fast forward to next Wednesday, I'd do it right now because I know y'all got a lot to do.
No, I wouldn't.
I know. I don't have a lot to do. So I'm ready to go. But I know y'all will be working hard, and if y'all need anything, please ask. Last year we saw y'all. It didn't look like y'all sat down at all. Randy, you were out there. It seemed like every time I saw you were putting toilet paper in a porta pot.
Yeah, I heard somebody do that for me this year. So.
If y'all need some help, ask, because there's a lot of people out there that would like to help, and we do it because we love this event. We do it because you're giving back to Arkansas, and that's what we love. Well,
we appreciate it.
I really appreciate y'all taking time to come out on here and visiting with us. We love y'all guys and cannot wait to see y'all next week. If you're joining us, there's 1,000 places you could be, but we're glad that you came on here. We hope to see you next Thursday at Rendezvous in the Ozarks, Mulberry Mountain, October 12th through the 14th, 2023. On behalf of Tony, Bats Off Road Media, I am the Professor. You have a good week. Look out for number 1. Don't step in number 2. To be looking on the Gaia maps.
Yeah.
GAIA maps.
Yeah.
You would notice that we are a heck of a long ways from where we started and from where we're going.